Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another video for Josiah's World TV. So I wanted to get on here and discuss Oprah, honey. Yes, Oprah. Oprah Winfrey. She's been in hot water for the past year, ever since Michael Jackson, Neverland. Now this time there has been a debate on social media and she's actually being dragged on Twitter. She actually launched her own panel called Where Do We Go From Here, which actually premiered last night, June the 10th. And people are not pretty much here for it. People are not here for her doing a Black Lives Matter panel because people feel as if she doesn't really care about Black lives. And I'm actually going to read a few tweets here. And she actually tweeted somebody back who criticized her of doing that panel. So before I get into the video, make sure you all hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be updated when I post new videos, which is every week. Now, after the conversation was released to her YouTube channel one tweet says directly to Oprah, "I don't care what no one say. Oprah never gave a pluck about Black Lives Matter. It's all about money and power. Hashtag where do we go from here." Now, you know, Queen Oprah, the media mogul, never really responds to Twitter like that. However, she had time that day because what she said was, "You know my heart, do you?" So that kind of causes a discussion, a debate on social media regarding if Oprah Winfrey is really here for the African American community, because some people feel as if she's too harsh. One tweet said, replying back to Oprah, "Well, ma'am, you never apologized to the Jackson family after what you did to them. I don't care about your heart when someone can't recognize when they are wrong." One person named Tor responded back to Oprah, "Please don't mind the naysayers. You have done so much for the Black community and have the biggest heart." Another person said, "Well, with all due respect, Miss Oprah, your heart may be right, but where is the action? What are you doing? Help us, sis." And it's funny because my friend and I actually had a really deep discussion about Oprah, because everybody know that Oprah is one of my biggest inspirations. Even growing up as a child, I always looked up to Oprah, and I had to take a actual deeper look myself and kind of just look into how Oprah has treated some African American celebrities and if she's too harsh on the African American community. Now, I'm gonna have to call Oprah out because she has really been coming for some people in the African American community, especially Black men. Now, back in December 2019, rapper 50 Cent actually accused Oprah of going after Black men with sexual assault accusations, such as R. Kelly, Russell Simmons, Michael Jackson, and we'll get into him in a minute. He called her out and he said that, "I don't understand why Oprah is going after Black men. No Harvey Weinstein, no Epstein, just Michael Jackson and Russell Simmons. This ish is sad. Gayle hit R. Kelly with a death blow documentary." And you know what? He made a really valid point there. Now, I am not the biggest 50 Cent fan because we all know that 50 Cent be trolling and he's just team too much. However, I had to agree with him on that standpoint because I did not like how Oprah handled the whole Michael Jackson documentary, Finding Neverland, especially after his death. Now, from what my understanding is that Michael and Oprah was friends. Now, they probably wasn't besties, but they had, you know, a relationship, a friendship. For her to sit down and create this documentary and sit down and interview the accusers of Michael Jackson when this has been closed out in court years prior. I mean, my question was just like, what was your motive, you know? And Black Twitter dragged the hell out of Oprah. They dragged her for filth. It seemed like that she had a personal vendetta against Michael Jackson. Another situation was with her taking sides with Gayle, and we have to talk about Gayle in another video, child, because Gayle just be doing team too much. But she actually took sides with Gayle when she interviewed Lisa Leslie, asking her about about Kobe Bryant, and this happened immediately after his passing. This interview with Lisa Leslie, and people were still grieving from the death of Kobe Bryant. And for her to ask that question to Leslie, and then Oprah actually backing up the situation, it just makes me look at her differently, and it makes me give her the side eye. Now, some people are saying that they want to cancel Oprah. I don't think I'm going to cancel Oprah, but it just makes me look at her completely differently. So another person who has called out Oprah is one and only Monique. Now, Monique has called Oprah out twice. Remember a few years ago when Monique did her comedy stand-up, and she actually called out Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels for not supporting her after the role Precious. Monique actually sat down last year with Comedy Hype, and I'll go ahead and play a clip here. She sat down with Comedy Hype and she explained why she has a issue with Oprah, and the exact reason was for her. She felt betrayed by Oprah because they had a conversation. She ended up having her brother on her show to talk about, I'll just say this, her childhood trauma.
Where Oprah Winfrey and I have a problem is Oprah Winfrey called us up. And she said my brother wanted to come on the show and talk about him molesting me, and he wanted to tell other parents how to look out for molesters. My brother Gerald is a charmer. So my mind thought was, because she said, do you want to come on? I said, I don't want nothing to do with that cat. I said, nigga, I know it's up to a scam, but people can change. And who am I to say he hasn't changed? It might really be different. So I don't want to get in the way of that. I just don't want nothing to do with it. She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show. No show will happen. But I wanted to call you up to see how you felt first. When I hung up that phone, brother, I looked at my husband, I said, that bitch is all right with me. That's a real.
She kept it because
she didn't have to call me up. She didn't have to say my brother was coming. She could have just ran with shit and let it happen. I dig her for that. Now I begin to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother. Now, the reason why that means so much is because in the conversation we had about my brother, we then went deeper. And we began to talk about our relationships with our mothers and our fathers. And I shared my relationship with her about my mother, as she shared hers with me, which I will never repeat because she shared it with me about her mother and father. It might be something she shared with everybody, but wanted to make me feel special. I don't know. Nonetheless, it was in our moment. I shared with her that me and my mother was not talking. I shared with her we were in a really bad place. I shared with her I was hurt and, trying to figure this thing out. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mother, I would have said, shut it down. I don't need the world seeing how greedy my mother is. Shut that down. That's one of the reasons why we don't communicate, because of my mother and father's greed. So if you had given me the opportunity, I would have said, I can't put my mother, that's still my mother.
Right.
Okay? Now here comes this show. And here comes the commercials. And now I'm starting to see my mother and my father and my other brother, who was my manager. We didn't discuss that, Oprah.
Wait, he was your manager and he went to Oprah?
Wasn't my manager at the time.
Okay.
By now I had already, fired him.
Gotcha.
So I'm watching this show, and I'm watching my father sit there, who was a strong alcoholic. I'm watching him drunk. I'm watching my mother be greedy. I'm watching my other brother, who was my manager, be greedy. I know my family. And I'm watching my brother who molested me sit on this stage trying to paint this picture of I'm trying to be a help, but now I'm watching the scam. As much as they keep talking, I'm seeing the scam take place. Well, when it was all said and done, Oprah Winfrey calls me. And in that moment, I was still stuck in, this is Oprah Winfrey. How do I say, you had my mother, my father, my other brother, and I'm stuck in that moment. And when we hung up that phone, my husband looked at me and said, what's wrong with you? That's That's not what we made of. You know how you felt about that and how you feel about that. And you need to let that woman know, I don't care about a title and a position. That's not what you cut from. So it was my obligation to let Oprah Winfrey know how I really felt. Now I want you to understand something too. See, this is why me and Oprah Winfrey got a problem.
It's
So when I try to research a topic, I try to look at all ends of the situation and all points of view. Now on the flip side, Oprah has done some things to contribute to the African American community. Like back in 2012, Oprah actually has given over 400 scholarships to Morehouse College students. 2013, Oprah actually donated $12 million to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So I have seen Oprah actually bring up the different topics of race, discussing discrimination. But I do feel like that she seeks validation from Caucasian people, and she also, it seems like she almost kissed their butts. And what really just made me look at Oprah differently was the fact that she's going so hard against Michael Jackson and his past allegations. But you have Harvey Weinstein, who had allegedly sexually assaulted so many different women, and she has not said anything about it. That just really makes me look at her so differently. It makes me give her the side eye. And like I said, I'm not going to cancel Oprah, but I just don't really see her as this person I saw her growing up as, this, I don't know how to explain it, powerhouse. Because now it's just like the cracks are starting to open, and we are kind of seeing Oprah for who she truly is. So guys, so let me know how you feel about this whole situation regarding Oprah doing a panel for Black Lives Matter. Do you feel like that she is not for the culture? Do you feel like that she's not for the African American community? Or do you feel like that it's just pretty much a reach? And how do you feel about 50 Cent calling her out for her hypocrisy? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get this discussion going. I am very eager about what you guys have to say about this. So let me know in the comments. Alright, hey, what's up guys? It's Josiah's World TV. Now if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified when I post more videos. Bye bye.